And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crypto Rosetta with Joe. Now today I'm just going to give you a daily update on where I think that the markets are going today, because I think it was quite an interesting day yesterday. Now if you're brand new with us on the channel for the first time, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and you'll never miss a show. If you're just finding us the first time, also go check out our previous videos, especially if you're interested in price action on Bitcoin, Ethereum, or the other altcoins. We've got Rosetta Savage, who's daily putting out Elliott Wave technical analysis on a whole host of coins, so definitely go check out those videos, if that's for you. Also, if you like this content, go ahead and smash that like, really do appreciate that. It helps support the channel. Now, markets today, where do I think we're at? Well, first of all, let's talk about yesterday, because I thought it was quite an interesting trading day, especially in the stock market and equities. Crypto was a little bit quieter, and it was all to basically do with digesting the Fed minutes from December's meeting, continuing to be fairly hawkish. Now, market expectations, from the previous months coming to around about this time, may have been expecting, now that we're coming into early 23, to kind of potentially see a reduction in how much the Fed and the central banks increase or rather hike rates to essentially try and continue to lower these spiraling out of control inflation, so lower the interest rates, and that doesn't actually seem to be coming out. It's not what's being spun at the moment, and I've continued to talk about this on previous videos, that I kind of feel that it's just going to be continuing rate hikes to try and push towards that 2% inflation target, which is absolutely miles away at the moment. So what that is going to cause, pullback. For me personally, that's the way I'm seeing it in 2023 on markets, especially equities markets. Maybe a little bit of a dip in property, depending on areas. But I think certainly that the tops in for things like property, also for the metals market, I think could also see a pullback. And this is continuing why we're seeing risk assets such as crypto going down. Now, where do I think that the price action is going at the moment? We've got Bitcoin, obviously, trying to break back at 17k. Got really close yesterday. Wouldn't be surprised, if we got there. But I do see that as a sort of major resistance, moving forward. All these altcoins, have really suffered, and we've seen these rallies are just continuing to get much weaker. And what's coin I'm kind of interested in is Ethereum at the moment is showing a bit more strength, still holding up around that sort of 1250 level. Reason I think that is because money that is being moved around at the minute is still going into NFTs, so I think the NFT market is actually holding Ethereum up. But again, I expect a pullback on the NFT market. Cash is going to be king. Come on to the DXY in a minute. So when that market starts to take a dip, I think that's when Ethereum, you're going to start to see in the dip, a reduction in the demand for ETH as well. And I still, got targets on ETH, for around that $400 or $500. Let's see if we get there. We've still got to take out that summer low first. We have managed to break below $1,000 since, but I do think it's coming. If you don't think you'll ever see Ethereum below $1,000 again, feel free to leave us a comment below. I'll be interested to hear why. But that's just my opinion on what I think will happen with Ethereum eventually. So Bitcoin said 17k, seeing that as the sort of latest resistance level, and expecting sort of a slow decline from there. I said I'm not expecting a sharp drop, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. Any news could potentially come out in the next few days, weeks. So as we've seen all through this bear market, sometimes folks, it just catches you out when you're least expecting it. Obviously there's a lot of issues with sort of Genesis and Gemini going backwards and forwards at the minute, which could, which involves, a serious amount of Bitcoin if you've been following that news. So that could be, you know, something to have, you know, potentially in the back of your mind, or be thinking that could be the next, you know, potential catalyst for a sharp drop on crypto and Bitcoin. Now, with going back to the altcoins, I see that the rallies that we've had, again, I've been talking about how these weak rallies, we've seen it on, you know, the likes of Cardano. Well, I remember when Cardano, for instance, you know, originally dropped down to around that sort of 32 cents level, was expecting more of a bounce, didn't get it, dropped into the 20s, and then just kept going down. That was really quite surprising, actually. And, you know, eventually, got a bit of a bounce now off 24 back up to about 28 cents. But when you zoom out, it's a really poor bounce when you think about it. And, you know, unless it starts like breaking back up to 40 cents, which I don't see happening at all, folks, you know, then for me, you can't flip bullish until something like that kind of happens, really. And I'm just not kind of seeing it at the minute. I think we're just, you know, going up, you know, any moves now, 5, 10, 15, 20% here and there rallies on the grand scheme of things of how much has gone down. Because let's be honest, folks, to get this bull run going, we got to be going up multiple hundreds of percent on altcoins now, you know, and you know, many of them need, you know, well over 1,000% plus to get you know, back to anywhere near highs. So just think about that when you're you know, dollar cost averaging and investing at the minute. Just, you know, really think, do you think that could happen anytime soon, especially if, you know, you have your time frame is, you know, not hoping to get like money back, or, you know, whatever you're trying to do. If you're trying to do it, you know, quickly, just have a think of that, because I do think that you know, 2023, 24, it could be a slower year in crypto, certainly, to what we've seen previously in the likes of 2020, 2021, with, you know, sharp ups and then sharp crashes, etc. We could go you know, a bit flatter, and this happens in charts, this happens in markets. It's all about chart patterns. I'm a big fan of chart patterns, okay, you know, looking at history in the stock market, penny stocks, etc. So trying to relate that towards cryptocurrency, for instance, just follow the chart patterns, and you'll see that a lot of times there's a high amount of volatility, up down, and then, you know, flattens off a bit before the next round of volatility, you know, a year or two or whatever later. So I'm not going to say it's definitely going to happen, but, you know, it's just something to be aware of. You know, investing, I would say, you know, be open to having a long time frame, and if you're not, then maybe you should get involved in a bit more active trading potentially. Speaking of trading, you know, if you're interested in trading with us, links in the description below for our Patreons and new subscribers as well. Obviously, we've put out some trades there. We've got trades open at the minute. Still short on Litecoin, I'm short on BNB, short on Bitcoin, also short on the Dow Jones. I actually added to the Dow Jones position yesterday, and I'm looking to, you know, add more. I'm just building a position on that at the moment, because I do think it is going to drop back down below 30k and then potentially go to new lows. That's just my kind of feeling on where it's going. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Obviously, that's not financial advice. You're going to make your own trades, right? But DXY. So again, it looks really boring at the minute, but that doesn't quite surprise me. I know it's not doing a great deal. It's spinning around that 103.14. But what that's kind of saying to me is that there is a chance that the bottom's now in, or when I say bottom, the local bottom rather, it could be in for the you know, the DXY. But what I'm kind of feeling is that there could potentially also be one more low, but I'm not expecting like it to be a significant low. You know, I've talked about that 103 level being key. Could go down to 101 worst case, but I am expecting you know, this rally to eventually start. And once we get some kind of you know, significant sell-off in the stock market, you know, some kind of event coming forwards, that's when we're going to see that strong rally, in my opinion, on the DXY. Cash will be king. And how it's going to relate to crypto, well, I said, you know, less NFTs will start getting sold. You'll start seeing metals get sold. You start seeing gold getting cashed in cheap. You're going to start seeing, you know, because economically, if things get bad, it's a sell-off across the board. This is what we talk about when it's a full-blown bear market. It's a massive sell-off, right? So there's just that one option that could absolutely happen. But if you wait it out and you've got that cash on the side, and that's what I'm hopefully planning on doing. This is just my strategy. Then I think it's going to be an immense opportunity to potentially get in, whether that be in the summer, whether it be later, whether it be early 24. Can't tell about duration yet. Things could really move fast here. Who knows where we're going to? Well, we're in January now. Who knows where we're going to be in March? A couple of months away, right? Kind of what I'm seeing from a chart perspective, going back to crypto on Bitcoin, for instance. I'm kind of feeling that by March there's a decent chance that we could be sub 10k. Believe it or not, that's kind of how I'm reading the charts at the minute. It's just a potential feeling. I'm hoping that something happens either way, because obviously nobody wants crab market for 3, 4, 5 months, right? We don't want to keep continuing sideways, and it's so easy when you're just in like a few days or week or 2 weeks or whatever of the crab market. Like I kind of sense that everyone thinks, oh, it's just crabbing along, oh, it feels like it's been going like this forever, when really it's only been like a few weeks or a month, and then something happens when you're just not expecting it, folks. So this is why you still have to be engaged every day. You really do, even when there's potentially boring days. Just hang in there, folks, with us on the channel. I know, like I said, you're all supporting it and watching Savages TA. It's great. Update on the channel as well. Would have been back recording with IK yesterday. Something like you just guys wouldn't believe it, but something really unfortunate, really unexpected happened yesterday. But it had a good ending, so that's the most important thing. And yeah, won't be today, but will be back recording with IK soon. We've also got Polina coming back from travels as well, so it's going to be great. We're going to start doing many more different types of videos, etc. On the channel. We've got all that planned coming forward. Now, just to kind of wrap up, where do I think is going to happen today? I'm looking at the futures. We've got a little bit of green at the minute. I actually would not be surprised if there's a pullback today, but I'm not expecting major rally today. The next thing to kind of looking at is, again, I mentioned on previous video about economic reports, job reports. I still think we're expecting to see low decline on that, rather, because the job numbers is kind of what the stock market's kind of looking at next. And if unemployment starts to rise again, it's going to be a continuation of the bearish trend, which will not surprise me. So eyes on that. If we get more of a rally, great, because then I'll just be adding to position, because that's what we're trying to do on this show. We're just trying to make money in the bear market trading. That's all we can do right at the moment. So for me personally, it's just not a time to be spot buying. But as I've said before, if you're dollar cost averaging in, your risk management, and I'm not going to criticize anyone for that. So folks, I'm going to leave this one with there. If you've got any comments, please leave them below, and thank you very much for watching, and look forward to seeing you again.